Yeah, well, that's the thing about offence, isn't it? When people say they're offended, it's that just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right, you know? It's...
Jeffrey Epstein seems to elicit a range of reactions. Some are concerned, while others, like Adam Driver, appear to be enjoying the moment, especially during Ricky Gervais' Golden Globe speech. Ricky's humor often tackles larger societal issues, and during this particular speech, he took aim at some bigger targets. One moment that stirred controversy was when he made a joke about Caitlyn.
Our next presenter starred in Netflix's Bird Box, a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing. Sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein.
It's a lighthearted joke, but one that also brings up a darker chapter, Caitlyn's involvement in a tragic car accident that claimed the life of a man. Now, Caitlyn Jenner, as we know, has had quite a transformative year. She's become an icon for the transgender community, breaking barriers and challenging stereotypes. Some see her as a brave role model.
Call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and f*** off, okay?
Fashion just calls it the truth. Ricky's comedy has always been about pushing boundaries. His special supernature is a prime example. He often treads the line, sometimes crossing it, all in the name of satire. One of his most controversial moments came when he poked fun at Caitlyn Jenner, something that caused an uproar. Ricky's response? You can be upset, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong. And let's not forget about his sharp commentary on Hollywood. Ricky didn't hold back, calling out the Hollywood foreign press for their racism, pointing out that many talented people of color were snubbed at the Golden Globes. But Ricky doesn't just go after individuals. He takes aim at the system itself. The rules of comedy are often debated, with many critics saying comedians should punch up, not down. Ricky's reply? Sometimes you gotta punch down. It's this unapologetic stance that has made him a controversial but undeniably influential.
He obviously didn't kill himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up! I know he's your friend, but I don't care.
The comment about Jeffrey Epstein seems to have an array of different reactions. On one side, we have people looking
playful, but often biting feud with Steve Carell. Whether it's lighthearted banter or something more serious, Ricky never holds back. At one award show, Ricky introduced Steve with a zinger that had everyone talking. And let's not forget how Ricky's career has evolved from a lesser-known actor in shows like The Office to creating the acclaimed The Ricky Gervais Show and other hits. Ricky's approach to comedy has always been bold.
Not as much as Bruce Jenner, obviously. Now Caitlyn Jenner, of course. What a year she's had. She became a role model for trans people everywhere, showing great bravery in breaking down barriers and destroying stereotypes.
Or hate him, he's definitely made his mark on both the comedy world and pop culture. Ricky Gervais is known for his bold humor, and he certainly doesn't hold back, especially when it comes to Steve Carell. Ricky famously gave Steve his big break by casting him in the US remake of The Office. But now, with Steve moving on from the show, Ricky can't help but poke fun at his former colleague. At one event, Ricky introduced Steve as the ungrateful Steve Carell, a jab at how Carell's departure has, in Ricky's eyes, killed a cash cow for both of them.
Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. The Hollywood foreign press are all very, very racist. So, fifth time.
In those comments. The repeated jokes about Steve being ungrateful and hogging credit for The Office make you wonder, is there some real frustration here, or is it just a comedic act? When Ricky says Steve is killing a cash cow, it almost feels like he's airing a genuine grievance rather than just telling a joke. Of course, it's classic Ricky, bold, unapologetic.
Finally, let's talk about Ricky's on-stage
for what he says. He's not here to play it safe, cater to the woke's crowd, or tiptoe around sensitive subjects. He's willing to say what everyone else is thinking, but is too afraid to admit.
On Saturday Night Live, then went on to create, write and star in her own show, 30 Rock. He was a jobbing actor, career not going that well, if I'm being totally honest, who got his big break when I cast him in a remake of a show that I created called The Office. He's now leaving that show and killing a cash cow for both of us. Please welcome the wonderful Tina Fey and the ungrateful Steve Carell!
Comedy should punch up, never down. But Ricky isn't afraid to challenge that idea. He once joked that sometimes you gotta punch down. And the example he gave was a harsh one about beating up a disabled toddler. It sounds extreme, but that's the point. He's showing us how ridiculous it is to treat jokes like they're actual violence. Ricky's commentary on social issues and celebrity culture is just as blunt. He once said, "If words are violence, what do you call actual violence?" A mic drop moment if there ever was one. Ricky doesn't mince words when it comes to critiquing Hollywood's hypocritical stance on social causes. He
Founded it all! Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he, Steve Carell?
Flying around on private jets and delivering moral lectures from their multi-million-dollar mansions. It's a stark reminder that the same people who often champion climate change are the ones contributing to the problem. It's hard to take celebrities seriously when they talk about saving the world, especially when their actions don't line up with their words. You've got stars preaching about the environment while flying around in private jets, releasing—
Never punch down. Sometimes you've got to punch down. Like, if you're beating up a disabled toddler. Do you know what I mean?
CO2 into the atmosphere. Ricky Gervais calls this out, questioning whether their moral declarations are really genuine. Do these celebrities actually care about the world they live in, or are they just playing a part? Ricky often challenges the idea that these people are fit to be role models, and his
If you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world.
Role models, and his most pointed critiques are aimed at what he calls virtue signaling. According to Ricky, woke culture isn't about helping minorities. It's about using them as props to make people feel morally superior. It's a bold statement, but is he wrong? When someone's acting like a jerk, Ricky believes you've got the right to call them out for it, and that's exactly what he does. Ricky doesn't shy away from controversial topics. He points out how people get more offended by jokes about things like war, famine, or murder than they do about the actual tragedies themselves. When someone says, "You shouldn't joke about that," Ricky's response is simple: "What are you doing about it?" It's a thought-provoking question that keeps us all on our toes. Through all of his humor, Ricky never fails to entertain us while also peeling back the layers of hypocrisy in Hollywood. So, what do you think? Are these just jokes, or is Ricky saying what everyone else is afraid to say? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more hot takes and epic takedowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
And hello. Welcome to the 68th Annual Golden Globe Awards, live from the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Los Angeles. It's going to be a night of partying and heavy drinking. Or as Charlie Sheen calls it, breakfast. Wow. Whoa. So, let's get this straight. What he did was, he picked up a porn star, paid her to have dinner with him, introduced her to his ex-wife, as you do, went to a hotel, got drunk, got naked, trashed the place while she was locked in a cupboard. And that was a Monday. What did he do New Year's Eve? Anyway, welcome. The Golden Globes is a celebration of the best in TV and movies over the last year, voted for by the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. It was a big year for 3D movies. Toy Story, Despicable Me, Tron. Seems like everything this year was three-dimensional. Except the characters in The Tourist. I feel bad about that joke. No, I'll tell you why. I'm jumping on the bandwagon, because I haven't even seen The Tourist. Who has? But no, it must be good, because it's nominated. So shut up, okay? And I'd like to quash this ridiculous rumour going around that the only reason The Tourist was nominated was so the Hollywood Foreign Press could hang out with Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie. That is rubbish. That is not the only reason. They also accepted bribes. No. All that happened was some of them were taken to see Cher in concert. How the hell is that a bribe?